A U.S. official says at least 2 Americans were killed in the Brussels bombings. That word came as Belgian authorities have detained 6 people in raids connected with Tuesday's attacks. And pressure is mounting on the Belgian government to beef up security and avoid mistakes that may have led to this week's tragedy. Belgian police carried out overnight raids in neighborhoods where earlier this week they found explosives and bomb-making materials. They arrested at least 6 people. They're trying to determine if the terrorists had other potential targets. In France, a counterterrorism raid has prevented a new terrorist attack. Officials arrested a suspect in the advanced stages of planning. And authorities have now formally linked the Paris and the Brussels attacks. They believe the same Islamic State cell carried out both. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry arrived in Brussels today for counterterrorism talks. The Belgian government is facing growing criticism amidst evidence it missed a number of signs pointing to the attack. The Dutch government now says one of the Brussels suicide bombers flew from Turkey to Amsterdam in July. But it says Turkish authorities never warned he was a known foreign terrorist fighter. Such mistakes are a big reason some European ministers want an agreement that will allow countries to share passenger data. But privacy advocates oppose such plans. A manhunt is still underway for one of the Brussels airport attackers who was recorded on surveillance video. And the families of the missing are still searching for their loved ones.
Every one of them heartbreaking and difficult for these families. They want information about their loved ones who are missing.
While Belgian security officials hunt for those responsible for the terror attacks, the people of Brussels have been grieving at a makeshift memorial. Chris Mitchell reports from the site where people of the city have come to remember the victims.
This is the Place de la Bourse. Actually, it's a Belgium stock exchange, and it's the latest place where people have gathered to commemorate the victims of Tuesday's terror attack. You can see here the whole place is the whole plaza just surrounded by the world's media. You can see CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, many people from around the world, which is just indicative of how important this story is. Over here you can see the flowers, the candles, the flags that people have brought to commemorate the victims. It's the latest terror attack here in Europe, but many people are concerned it won't be the last. Some of the accomplices are still at large, and they're searching for them even now. And just a few blocks away from here, about a 10-minute ride, is Molenbeek, which is the scene of many of these people that have committed some of these attacks. And you can also see some of the flags here. The Israeli flag is here. And it's a rainy day here in Brussels, and it's sort of indicative of the somber mood of many of the people. This terror attack has really shaken the people of Belgium and the people of Europe, and they wonder when the next terror attack may be. We'll have more on coming up on CBN News and the 700 Club on Monday. But for now, this is Chris Mitchell at the Place de la Bourse in Brussels, Belgium.
Indiana is now the second state to pass a law that prevents the abortion of babies with fetal genetic abnormalities. For example, baby with Down syndrome. Governor Mike Pence signed the bill into law, calling it, quote, a measure that affirms the value of all human life. The bill also prohibits the abortion on the basis of a child's race, sex, or ancestry. Opponents say the law violates women's rights, but Governor Pence says it's about protecting society's most vulnerable. Under the law, doctors who perform forbidden abortions could be sued for wrongful death. Well, have you ever doubted that Noah could have built an ark so large all the animals could fit? Well, visual proof is here as Noah's Ark's recreation in Kentucky nears completion. And Paul Strand recently got a special preview of the project.
CBN News went behind the scenes to see the giant ark as it comes together. Ken Ham, head of the Creation Museum, gave the long and winding tour up, down, and all around this structure that's almost 2 football fields.
One of the things that people say when they come here, they stand and look at it and say, wow, we never realized this was so big.
The immensity of this structure, over 500 feet long, I would call it a jaw-dropping experience.
They call this the Ark Encounter, and when you're standing here, you realize why. It's so big, you really do encounter it.
People are used to those bathtub arks with giraffes sticking out the chimney about to sink at any moment. And when they see the size of this, then they start saying, well, maybe Noah could fit the land animal kinds on board.
And it only gets better when you go inside this massive structure, the 3 decks and the top floor. before.
We're going to have working cages. They're not going to have live animals in them. They have sculpted animals that are just exquisite.
Some of the cages are so big they had to move them into the incomplete Ark because no entrances will be large enough for them.
The exhibits in the Ark itself will be stunning, very similar in professionalism and quality to what's seen at the Creation Museum 40 miles away.
I believe it's going to be one of the greatest Christian outreaches of our era history.
Ark Encounter opens to the public July 7th because, as Ham explains,
in Genesis 7:7, it says that's when Noah and his family entered the Ark. So he thought the 7th of the 7th would be a good time to open.
Several dozen Amish carpenters use their traditional techniques and authentic Bible specs to help build this largest timber frame structure in the world.
Just to give you a feeling for the scale inside this place, there are dozens and dozens of these timbers, and look how absolutely massive the things are.
They soar above your head, 5 stories high.
If people just go away saying, maybe I need to look into this, maybe I need to consider what the Bible says, then to me, we've accomplished a lot.
Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Ark Encounter near Williamstown, Kentucky.